Welcome to Armchair Safari, the daily video where we try to become better designers, or I try to become a better designer, and hopefully you can learn from my experience. So how this works is I find a cool design online, then we break it down, try to get some takeaways about how we can improve our design work, and hopefully this will slowly accumulate into having a really good eye and being really, really good at figuring out what is the most impactful thing that we can do in our design. Today, we're looking at, or we're learning from C, who's also Ballman X on X. Ballman 0X on X. That's a lot of X's. Ballman 0X. That's a weird name, but anyway, C, thank you for posting this. It's a very, very, very interesting design. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's look at it from the start. So this is an onboarding for an upcoming app called Toasted. And I don't know anything about this app. Zero. I've only seen this like a second as I scrolled past and I saved it. And so we're going to look at it together now in full speed. And then we're going to break it down and go through what's good about this, what can we do in our designs, what's bad about this, what should we probably avoid in our designs, and does this work for the end user? So here, let's go get a feel. Okay, so just first impressions, it's incredibly smooth and slick and quick, which is fantastic. It also feels like there's a lot of structure to the onboarding. It's a lot easier for humans to react to an existing situation rather than try to create one. So a closed question is easier to answer than an open question. And in an onboarding, this is especially important because you want people to move through that onboarding as quickly as possible while still getting the right information in there so the app is useful and providing them a hint with the value that they're getting. So you're progressing them along this path into some sort of flow of using the app, depending on what kind of app it is, of course, but most onboardings work that way. So let's look at this really, really slowly and break it down. Let's go 0.5 and see. So first, there's, I'm guessing, a logo, or this is the splash screen. So when you open an app, you get a splash screen. Normally, it's a screenshot from the app, so it looks like the app is semi-loaded already. But sometimes it used to be a thing that you only saw the logo of the app, and it seems like they're kind of coming back to that pattern here and just showing like an icon of toast, which as a huge toast fan, I absolutely love. First screen. So what happens is when the splash screen has loaded and the app actually starts, the toast animates up and you get this effect of things coming up from the bottom. It is just a single sheet, looks like, that just opacity just goes in with opacity and some scaling, it looks like. Getting a lot of artifacts in the video here, so it's actually quite hard to tell. But it looks like it scales, flows up, and opacitates in. Opacitates? Word of the day. Anyway, what we get here is an overview of what you're going to go through. So this is giving you, this is foreshadowing what's going to happen in this onboarding. We're going to set up these things, and then we're done. Great. I don't have to think about it that much. I can just hit start. If I want to read this, it will calm me down. If I don't care, I can just hit start. Good first step. Oh my God, that is beautiful. So when you hit start, you have to, So hit start. The the content fades out. The card flips and becomes a stack of cards. And at the same time, they animate in the step indicator at the top. So it's an incredible, ooh, and look at that. So the card flips, and when it's flipped almost completely, the stack of cards animate out from underneath it. So it's not just appearing, it's actually coming out of the card. That looks really, really nice. Cool. The stepwise indicator in the top basically says that you're on step 1 of 4, and it has 4 notches for that. It also has a 5th one, which is an unlock plan indicator and button. Very interesting. The first thing it says is, how does your skin typically feel first thing in the morning? So I'm assuming this app is to help you sort of keep your skin feeling nice and awesome. Shiny, especially in the T-zone. Red or irritated. Ooh, I hope not. That sounds terrible. Anyway. Ooh, look at that. So when you click something, the card animates out, almost like a swipe left sort of thing. The top indicator moves another step and also gets a back button. So it actually shrinks. Look at that. So swipe out and the indicator shrinks. And the next card in the stack pops up. So it grows a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful work. I'm assuming that happens several times. Let's see. No, so the next one swipes out the other way. And interestingly now, you can actually see the stack is getting smaller. So these are the cards we're looking at, or they're supposed to indicate that these are the cards we're looking at. That's very, very cool. And the last one, yeah, other way around again. And then the last step is a camera. So we're getting a bunch of information about like you need to activate the camera, and underneath is a safety and privacy first button or indicator. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let's start. What's good about this? The animations are excellent. They're very swift. They tell a story. They're not getting in the way. Absolutely beautiful. The steps and the clarity of which steps you're going through is really, really good. The fact that you have that on screen all the time, it's very clear when it pops out that you are now in a step wizard. The back button that appears when necessary, very contextual, very much gives the user only what they need and nothing else. That's absolutely excellent. The cards and the content of the cards look great. The paddings are excellent. The typography is great. I'm not going to go into the bad yet. The flip animation is beautiful. The fact that the stack of cards is actually semantically correct, so these are the number of cards we're looking at, is a very nice side benefit. Like, it's a completely over the top level of exactness that I would not be expecting, but it looks great and it gives the user a sense of place. So it's highly skeuomorphic as well, because you get the feeling that you're actually interacting with something, which makes it easier to understand. So people love things that are spatial in a sense that they can intuit how they work, because it's just easier. It demands less of you to interpret what's happening. So that's excellent. The contrasts, the opacities, the colors are really, really well chosen. They look great. They look specifically good for Toast, but with these, especially this open camera contrast app, contrast color looks absolutely fantastic. Okay. So what is not good? What can we take away that isn't good? Well, this background is very boring when the yellows aren't there. So when this button, the start button is here, or when you have the toast on the screen, the background makes sense. It feels like it's some sort of early morning glow. But as soon as we remove that and we instead have this white surface, now it starts looking a little bit like toilet paper. It starts becoming a little gray. Now, this could also be an effect of me watching this through a video, which does not encode color in the same way as the actual app does. So it could be less vivid and therefore give me more of a sense of like gray tone. So that could be an issue. Who knows? I mean, it's not something you are going to care much about because you started out with the yellows. So you're going to have this sense of like rosy morning dawn. But when you get to this screen, I start to feel like it's falling apart, because now we have a lot of grays, and with the blue, it brings out more of the coldness or neutrality in the background, which starts making it feel a little boring. So now it's starting to feel like, is this a government app? So it loses the effect. I'm not saying this is bad, right? I'm just saying that the positive effect of the background is lost over time. Is there anything else that's bad about this? Not really, no. This is a really just super well-made app. It just looks absolutely lovely. It's gorgeous and really like high quality all the way through. I guess one thing that I could say is the clickable surfaces. So prevalent in this image here, but also in this one, and especially in this one, it's not super easy to know what you can actually touch. Like, can I touch the skip? Can I touch this, the safety and privacy first? Yes, probably, but can I touch the step 404? Probably not. Why not? They look exactly the same. So it's not super clear what you can actually tap, which is a bit of a problem. Now, the main thing you're supposed to be touching is always right there, so it's probably not a problem. But this is an unnecessary thing that you have to think about as a user. Other than that, I think that's totally it. Now, does this work for the end user? So I don't know what the app is supposed to achieve, but looking at this from just the point of view of like an onboarding, I think this looks great. I think it very clearly brings me from knowing nothing to giving some information, but also feeling like I'm going to get something out of this. It's also beautiful and very easy to use, and just probably feels pretty fun to like you press something and the card swipes away, and there's a tiny sense of like, oh, that's nice. So yeah, no, I think this totally works. I'm very impressed. Thank you so much, Bolman X. Mr. C, thank you so much for showing us this. This is beautiful, and I think we learned a lot. And Armchair Safari, we'll be back tomorrow. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.